Good morning, guys. Karl Weisenbeck, president of Funeral Home Gifts, coming at you this morning. It's Saturday morning, relaxing in my backyard with a cup of coffee. And I wanted to come at you this morning with my monthly message. Going to be a little bit different this time around. I want to talk to you a little bit about change. And when I'm talking about change, I'm not talking about the kind of change that's in your back pocket or maybe in your front pocket, but really just change in general. I was sitting in a presentation one time as a group in an auditorium, and the speaker was saying, how many people here like change? And of course everybody raised their hand, and I'm just thinking there, I raised my hand too because that was the thing to do, although I wasn't totally into the question, but that said, that was the thing to do. But there's really not enough there to answer the question. You know, good change is good and bad change is bad. It's like asking how long is a piece of rope. Either way, there's a lot of changes I know that are going on in the death care world, specifically in the increase of cremation over traditional funerals. And of course, I talk to a lot of people. And one of the things I do want to tell you is I'm not you. I'm not a funeral director. I've never been a funeral director, and I've got a lot of respect for you guys. And I would never pretend to know more than you do, especially when you're dealing with families. But I do talk to funeral directors every day, and they talk about the increase in cremation, how that's affecting their business. And I have a kind of a personal story about change. My dad lost his dad when he was 12 years old, lost his mom when he was about 21, and then, kind of was lost for a little bit, but then went to work for the Eastman Kodak Company. I'm from Rochester, New York. And he loved Kodak. He worked there for 40 years, retired in 1982. But, back then, when I was growing up and he was working there, there was about 50,000 local employees at Eastman Kodak in Rochester. Then back maybe 30 years ago, Kodak went bankrupt. And I'm not totally sure, but I think there's maybe about 4,000 or 5,000 total employees there now. And the reason they went bankrupt is because they failed to embrace digital photography when it came in. And the irony of this is they actually invented digital. But Kodak was a film company, and they wanted to remain a film company. And consequently, digital passed them by, and they're just not the same company. And it's tragic. Like I say, my dad loved Kodak, and it was really a huge, huge employer in Rochester. But the bottom line is I'm kind of analogizing that to cremation. You can have the best things in sliced bread, but if the market wants rolls, you're not going to be getting too far ahead. I've got a good friend, a funeral director up in Ayden, North Carolina, Don Brown, at Don Brown's Funeral Home. And when he hears people say, man, I'm getting too many cremations, I don't want the cremations, he says, give them all to me, I'll take them. And he has really figured out a way to crack the code to work with families to get them what they want, and in many cases to transition them from, at-need families from initially requesting a direct cremation to a memorial service. And a lot of what he does really is use our products. He uses the blanket to help transition them. And it is a great tool. I mean, from what I've heard from you guys, family comes in, they ask for a direct cremation. They don't even know what they want. They don't know what a cremation is. All they know is that Grandpa told them that when he passes, have me cremated. They don't know you can still have a gathering. You can still have a service. You can still have a viewing. So, obviously the first thing I know you guys do is explain that to them. But a lot of our customers are keeping a sample blanket in their location. And what they do is they explain to them they can still have all these services, but they show them the tribute blanket, show them this is what's going to serve as a visual centerpiece. They kind of paint a mental picture in their head. And it's not going to work every time, particularly if somebody doesn't have the resources. But it's a great tool to help transition at-need families who initially request a low value-added direct cremation to a higher value-added memorial service. So, I guess my point today is things are changing. We do it, even in our business. Everything that we've learned, by the way, since we've been serving the death care industry since 2009, we've learned from you guys. It's what you want, what you tell us. We hold a mirror up to you and to ourselves so that we can provide you with ways where you can increase your business and serve grieving families. So at any rate, I hope you're having a relaxing weekend, a relaxing Saturday. Maybe this is something that is of value to you. I hope it is. Either way, you can always reach out to me, either by phone or on my email. My phone is 828-859-7415. That comes direct to me. Or email me, Karl with a K, KarlW@funeralhomegifts.com. You guys have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next month. Take care.